Hey guys, Adam here at DirectionTrader.com. Let's do the recap of today and talk about what we're going to do going into tomorrow. Tomorrow is Fed Day, guys, so be a little bit more cautious than you may be on a typical day. I'm still going to trade tomorrow morning, but I'm going to definitely be a little bit more conservative, I guess. A little more, disciplined, especially later in the morning. So as we go into lunch and then wait for that Fed meeting, probably just be a little bit more quiet, but definitely going to get at it in the morning and do our best to take some good trades and see what we can get it tomorrow. So let's talk about some of these markets and what happened today. Now, if any of you have whiplash, that's definitely understood after today's markets. Wild ride in some of the markets today. The indexes went for a crazy ride. Also, the crude even went for a wild ride. As crazy as this day was, let's go ahead and talk about it. Today we were filled on 3 positions. I had 2 positions that were not filled. Having some issues with a couple of them, guys. A couple positions were placing orders. One of them today touched our order, just didn't get a fill. Had some slippage on one of our orders today, so kind of a goofy morning. Kind of goes right hand in hand with the nature of today's trading. So not going to look too far into it. Going to continue to move forward and do the best we can to prosper moving forward. Let's go ahead and let's blow up this larger time frame. Let's just look at it here, guys. We opened up here on the crude. Now this is a 1600 tick chart, so some of you may use a 5 or 15 minute chart, but anywho. We opened up here this morning. We started to push higher. As we started to get a little lift here, we were interested in some opportunities here early on. More importantly, some of the potential rollovers. Just waiting for a potential rollover here in crude. We actually opened up below the previous day's lows that came through here, I don't know, right around these 55. So in this area, this is the previous day's low. Right in this area. It's marked up in my other chart, but came right around them 55s. But as the market started to come in here, it popped up nicely. We didn't know if we were going to just fake out right above there or were we actually going to push higher. We actually took a micro short on the crude right in this little region here. Ended up going down to the final target, but you see it did not continue to push us on down. The market ended up jumping up above, and here I was not able to get active, guys. Just too much of a push here. No pullback. I look for more of a staggered, more of a methodical market. This is something I'm a little more interested in versus what happened. I'm going to show you the intraday chart here of the indexes as well, where we had these big pushes, chops, big push, chop. That's usually not what I'm interested in. So even though we moved like crazy today, I only had 3 fills. So not a bad day. I'm not getting discouraged because, you know what, we're able to move on, go into tomorrow, and no damage done today. And had a good day, so let's go ahead and move into tomorrow and look for a little bit better moving market. So, with that being said, I'm going to go show you the indexes real fast, and then we'll come back and we'll look at our daily review like we always do. So, I'm just going to pull up the Dow, guys. It doesn't matter. I can use any of these stock index futures. They all look exactly the same. At the moment, we are having the NASDAQ trading down a little bit more severe than the other 3. But they all have the exact same view. They all look the exact same from an intraday standpoint. The NASDAQ's currently trading down below the previous day's low. The other 3 are just hovering above it. Around the 50s here are the previous day's lows on the Dow, so they come through right around here. So, but I wanted to point out the nature of these moves here. As this Dow it pushed up and then chopped sideways, pushed up, chopped sideways, pushed up, and then reversed, chop sideways, big drop, chop. So we had a lot of this action going on, and that is hard for me to trade because I am in no way a breakout trader. I like to have nice, methodical markets. I don't care if they oscillate up and down as long as they are pulling back and retracing and giving me some opportunities, getting some profit taking, not these big moves that just stop and go nowhere, and then a big move stops and goes. I'm not much of a breakout trader. I've never been comfortable trading breakouts. Hence, why I didn't even get any trades today in the stock index futures. Okay, so I wanted to throw that out there and let you guys know that information. I was quiet today in the stock index futures. Didn't take a single position even on a day like today. Moving forward, well, the sellers came in, guys. We were talking earlier today, the internals pushed up, but they got to about that 12 or 1300 there on the advanced decline. So going into lunch, a lot of you members will know and remember, I talked to some of you this afternoon. We were actually looking for a potential fade. Now, I wasn't looking necessarily for a full fade this afternoon, but we did throw out there a disclaimer, it could fade because we weren't getting the internals as high as I would like them for such an engulfing move here. Just look at today's candle versus the previous day's price action. This is the previous day's price action, and then you have today's price action. A completely engulfing candle at one point. We were down below today's or yesterday's low at one point. Engulfed the entire candle, got up here above that previous day's highs, and now, so you thought, hey man, this is an engulfing candle. What happens with engulfing candles? Usually you got that red candle, and then all of a sudden the next day you'll get this big green engulfing candle. If in this situation, if this ever happens, and then if we were to close up here at the highs, that is a really, really good sign of this is what the pattern would look like. This would be a really good sign of a continuation to the upside. But on the side note, anytime that you see this thing push up like this and then just tank, and we're about to close down here below, potentially below the previous day's low, anytime you see this, that is not very warm. That's not a very good sign for the bulls here. They tried intraday and then just got smashed back to the downside. So I don't know if any of you got caught in that uptrend, who got caught buying this thing at the highs, but you got to be careful, guys. It just peaked its head above the previous day's highs and then just got slaughtered this afternoon. The internals were telling us rollover time is coming. Let's get ready for the downside. And did it ever. So a nice afternoon move here. It's about 8 minutes till 3, so we're going to close down here somewhat near the lows, and they are still selling off here, guys. So I don't know. Going into tomorrow, I'm going to watch these lows, and anything below them lows, I am shorting, guys. There is no doubt about it. I am only looking to the short side. I'm not going to try fighting this and pick on the bottom. Anything I can see below these lows, going into tomorrow, on the indexes, I'm going to short. So I'm going to be perma-short below the previous day's lows or today's lows. Anything above there, I will cautiously be bullish. The reason I say cautiously, because you see what happens today. It looked like we were going to have some bulls in there, and then the bears are just like, you know what? Let's push this thing down. I'm not going to the upside yet. So we're not testing any major support or resistance in here yet. So where will this thing drop to? I don't know. But in this micro move down, I will continue to watch the previous day's lows. Anything below it, I'm just gonna jump on the wagon here, guys. I'm gonna ride the ship with it and see where it takes us. So I don't really have an outlook. If I were to tell you where it's going to turn, I would say somewhere in here, because you got a fib. Like I said yesterday, there's a pullback here to a fib ratio. But with price action like today, it's not all that encouraging. You never know, though. Whenever the Fed comes out tomorrow, you may get some crazy news, and all of a sudden things just change. But until then, I'm only going to trade. I'm going to basically continue to trade what I see, not what I think should happen. Okay. Now let's quickly look at this. Look at this crude here on a daily. You see, we've been watching these previous day's lows. We've been watching these previous day's lows. Every night here we talk about them. Why are the previous day's lows? Because we're in a downtrend. Anytime we can get above these previous day's lows, I'm looking for a bounce here. It's always been that way. It's always going to be that way. You get too far extended from an average or too far extended from the mean, I'm looking for the markets to reverse and pop back up and get back up towards that mean. Now, this may mean it's going to consolidate. It may mean we're going to start a little bit of a pullback here. I don't know. But I will continue to watch in a downtrend. Today, you have these lows down here. Tomorrow, I'm going to watch some previous day's lows below them. I'm going to look for bullish patterns on my smaller time frames. Anything below there, there's only one direction for me to look. Okay, so I'll be disciplined there to watch out for that level and be very disciplined to use that momentum on my side and determine whether this is going to pull back or if we're going to take out these lows and continue on down. So if you guys have any questions, you're always free to email me, adam@directiontrader.com. If not, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Be careful, Fed day tomorrow. I think it's all right to come out and trade early. I'm just not sure how active the markets are going to be as we turn into lunch. So maybe time just to sit on the, take your foot off the gas a little bit going into lunch and just watch and see what they come out with and see how the market reacts to it. So that's it for today, guys. Have a good afternoon, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.